Good morning, LVBC. I hope you are doing well. Today, I want to bring you some of God's words on guidance. So we'll start in Psalm 25, 8 through 14. Good and upright is the Lord. Therefore he instructs sinners in his ways. He guides the humble in what is right and teaches them his way. All the ways of the Lord are loving and faithful toward those who keep the demands of his covenant. For the sake of your name, Lord, forgive my iniquity, though it is great. Who then are those who fear the Lord? He will instruct him in the ways they should choose. They will spend their days in prosperity, and their descendants will inherit the land. The Lord confides in those who fear him. He makes his covenant known to them. So the question I brought up is, how does God guide us? But really, the better question is not how, but whom God guides. In the Sunday school, before we went on all this social distancing stuff, we were looking through the series by John MacArthur, and our very last lesson, which we did not do, is knowing God's will. And here's first of all, if you want to know God's will, you need to be saved. There's no way around it. You need to know the gospel, and you need to believe in it with the full conviction of your heart. All have sinned. Wages of sin is death. Only by Jesus' death and resurrection can we be saved. Amen. Secondly, we need to be Spirit-filled. The Spirit fills us when we're first saved, but as we're going along in this life in Christians, we can make daily choices where we can be following the Spirit's will or we're following our will. So during this time, it's a good way to see, are you trusting really in your strength as you go along in this life, or are you completely trusting in God? Is there a lot of anxiety popping up during this time? It could be a sign that we aren't fully trusting in God. Next, we need to be sanctified. We can't be living in sin. The Spirit indwells us. He asks, his commandments are righteous and holy, and we need to look to them. Next, we need to be submissive. If we look at verse 9 here, it says, he guides the humble in what is right and teaches them his way. It's not the proud that God is guiding, but the humble. Next, willing to suffer. Look at verse 10 of Psalm 25. All the ways of the Lord are loving and faithful toward those who keep the demands of his covenant. It may not seem like he's being loving and faithful when the whole world's getting sick, but God desires everyone to be saved, and his word shows us that in spite of what's going on, the Lord is being loving and faithful toward us. And the last thing, really, if you want to be the type of person who God guides, be thankful in everything. Colossians 1 verse 12 says, "In giving joyful thanks to the Father who has qualified you to share in the inheritance of his holy people in the kingdom of light." So are you still being thankful for God meeting your daily needs? God doesn't promise to meet all our wants, but he definitely promises to meet our needs. So just be encouraged. Keep living. Keep searching his words out every day. And hopefully we'll get to see each other soon. Definitely miss seeing you guys. I love you, LVBC.